Wherefore, Series 3, Episode 4. There are two cats beside the hedge, one black and one white. They appear to be having a conversation. In the normal scheme of things, this would be of no consequence. However, the wizard Wixton has been watching them for half an hour now, and he's fairly sure that they are both wizards. And they are not wizards, he knows. He hadn't been intending to spy on unfamiliar cat wizards. There are a great many reasons, some more esoteric than others, why the wizard Wixton so frequently ends up in hedges. There's a lot going on in a hedge at any given time, and this is very much Wixton's territory. The whole appears to have been sitting in a hedge look is not an affectation in his case, and may simply have been because he was looking for a dormouse, or had an idea about moths, or just felt attracted to a particular hedge. On this occasion, Wixton had been looking for his slowworm. Not that he owns it, but as it spends a lot of time on his allotment, he feels a certain kinship with it that separates it from all other slowworms of his acquaintance. He had annoyed it by whistling out of tune and successfully located it. The slowworm is trying to sleep, it still being very much the time of year for hibernating. It has dug itself in under the hedge and is warm and comfortable and really annoyed by Wixton's whistling. Wixton has been wondering how or if hibernating fits in with being a dragon called Nidhugger. Ever since Simon came to his allotment last year asking strange questions, Wixton has been quietly obsessing over the idea that thrup parsnips are a manifestation of the world tree and that his slowworm really is a dragon. There are whole worlds inside hedges, worlds within worlds. The apparent size of a thing has never been much of a measure of its true scale or significance. The slowworm projects its thoughts to Wixton. "If I tell you I'm a dragon, will you let me go back to sleep?" it asks. "No, but really," says Wixton. "Are you?" "Yes," says the slowworm. Wixton is not entirely persuaded by this. He is still in the hedge when the cats show up. They appear to be looking for something, but not him. He settles into the hedge and becomes part of it, a trick he has become even better at since his intimate involvement with the rhubarb spirit. Wixton can give out such a strong aura of plantishness that people don't see him at all, even magical people. Sometimes even people who were looking for him and had reason to suspect he was there. It does not work on badgers, of course, because they have such a profound relationship with the fundamental nature of reality that they are hard to fool. Sometimes the only reason Wixton is in a hedge is that he is trying to fool a badger, just to see if it can be done. It is entirely possible that the cats are wizards. They could be some of the wizards that his quiet colleague has mentioned. Wixton rather likes the idea of there being more Stroud wizards. They would probably liven things up a bit. They could, however, be wizards from somewhere else, and their intentions might be unpleasant. Wixton has mixed feelings about cats. He is susceptible to the purring and the cuteness, but he is also aware of the scale on which they slaughter wildlife. Cats are not good for slowworms, and he suspects that holds true even when the slowworm is also a dragon. They could be looking for the world tree. Not that there's much to see of it at the moment. Having gone to seed last year, his own world tree thrup parsnip is a dry, dead thing that he hasn't had the heart to remove. There are new thrup parsnips in the soil, and it remains to be seen whether any of those will seem like world trees to anyone. Wixton suspects that all thrup parsnips are gateways between worlds, and that if one was inclined to travel the parsnips, one could move between realms. It would also explain where all the giants came from. He wonders if there will be more of those once the parsnips are growing again. The cats are definitely having a conversation. They aren't talking like cats. They can clearly understand each other, and the white one seems cross. The black one walks away, and the white one stays put, still appearing to be watching for something. The black one comes back with a frog and drops it unceremoniously in front of the white cat. The frog becomes involved with the argument. 3 wizards, then. 3 wizards with an excessive degree of interest in his hedgerows. Wigston steps out of his hiding place in the hedge, but does not stop projecting plantness. He scoops the frog up before any of them know what's going on. He pockets the frog, then grabs the cat and the other cat and tucks them one under each arm. One of the cats goes entirely limp, the other makes a great deal of noise. These are definitely not proper cats. Unfortunately, this also isn't a proper plan, and Wigston has no idea what to do with them now he has caught them. Are there others? Could the magpies be in on it? Will a wizarding shrew run out in front of him? It's all very interesting. After a few minutes, it occurs to the cats to start behaving like cats. They remember that there are pointy bits at their extremities and start clawing and biting. He is obliged to let them go, and they both run off in the same direction. He supposes that he will just have to interrogate the frog to find out what all this is about. At least frogs are not inherently weaponized. The only trouble is that when Wigston investigates his pocket, there is no sign of the frog at all. He would have felt it if it had tried to climb out. It was not a big pocket, and it had a flap on it. There is nowhere to hide. The frog appears to have disapparated or otherwise teleported itself away. This is quite an impressive bit of magic for someone unable to carry useful objects and limited for ways to speak or gesticulate. It makes him wonder what that powerful a wizard was doing, disguised as a frog and hanging about in a hedge in the first place.